King Solomon, a figure renowned for his unparalleled wisdom, immense wealth, and formidable power, stands as one of the most fascinating characters in biblical history. As the son of King David, Solomon ascended to the throne of Israel and quickly became a symbol of prosperity and enlightenment. His reign is often characterized by monumental achievements, including the construction of the first temple in Jerusalem, which became a central place of worship for the Israelites. Solomon's wisdom is perhaps best illustrated in the famous story of the two women who claimed to be the mother of the same baby. His insightful judgment not only resolved the dispute, but also solidified his reputation as a wise ruler. However, alongside his wisdom and wealth came the complexities of human nature and the consequences of straying from divine guidance. As we delve into Solomon's life, we must reflect on the lessons that emerge from his journey, particularly the dangers of turning away from God. Despite his extraordinary gifts, Solomon's later years were marked by a decline in faith, influenced by his many foreign wives and their pagan beliefs. This shift ultimately led to a divided kingdom and a legacy that serves as a cautionary tale. The allure of wealth and power can often cloud judgment, leading even the wisest among us astray. Solomon's story invites us to consider the importance of maintaining a steadfast relationship with God, as well as the potential pitfalls that accompany earthly success. As we explore the intricacies of Solomon's life, we will uncover valuable insights that resonate with our own experiences, emphasizing the significance of wisdom, humility, and faithfulness. Join us on this reflective journey as we examine the life of King Solomon, not just as a historical figure, but as a source of timeless lessons that continue to inspire and challenge us today. Through his triumphs and failures, we can glean wisdom that encourages us to seek a deeper connection with our own faith and values. Solomon's early reign is marked by a profound sense of divine favor, which set the stage for his remarkable legacy. Upon ascending to the throne, Solomon faced the monumental task of leading a nation that had experienced both triumph and turmoil under his father, King David. Recognizing the weight of his responsibilities, Solomon humbly approached God in a dream at Gibeon, where he made a pivotal request. Instead of asking for wealth or long life, he sought wisdom to govern his people effectively. This selfless plea deeply impressed God, who not only granted Solomon the wisdom he desired, but also blessed him with riches and honor beyond measure. This divine endorsement laid the foundation for Solomon's reign, allowing him to navigate the complexities of leadership with unparalleled insight. One of the most significant events that showcased Solomon's extraordinary wisdom was the famous judgment involving two mothers who claimed to be the mother of the same baby. When brought before him, Solomon proposed a shocking solution: to divide the child in two, giving each woman half. The true mother immediately offered to relinquish her claim, revealing her deep love for the child. This wise and compassionate judgment not only resolved the dispute, but also solidified Solomon's reputation as a fair and discerning ruler, earning him the admiration of his people and establishing his authority. Another monumental achievement during Solomon's early reign was the construction of the temple in Jerusalem, a project that symbolized the spiritual and political unity of the nation. This grand edifice was designed to be a dwelling place for the Lord, reflecting both the glory of God and the prosperity of Israel. The temple's construction involved meticulous planning and immense resources, showcasing Solomon's organizational skills and vision. It became a central place of worship, drawing people from far and wide and solidifying Solomon's legacy as a builder and a leader who prioritized the spiritual well-being of his nation. Through these significant events, Solomon's early reign exemplified the blessings of divine favor and the profound impact of wisdom and leadership. Solomon's reign is often remembered for the extraordinary wealth and power he amassed, which positioned him as one of the most affluent rulers of his time. His riches were not merely a result of fortunate circumstances. They stemmed from a combination of strategic alliances, trade agreements, and the flourishing economy of Israel. Solomon established trade routes that connected Israel with neighboring nations, facilitating the exchange of goods such as gold, silver, spices, and precious stones. Additionally, he imposed taxes on the prosperous agricultural sectors and benefited from tribute paid by vassal states, further enhancing his treasury. The biblical accounts describe his wealth in staggering terms, noting that silver was as common as stones in Jerusalem, a testament to the immense prosperity that characterized his reign. This wealth did not go unnoticed on the international stage. Solomon garnered respect and admiration from neighboring kingdoms and far-off lands, becoming a figure of intrigue and reverence. His reputation for wisdom and wealth attracted dignitaries, including the famous visit from the Queen of Sheba, who traveled great distances to witness his splendor and test his renowned wisdom. This visit not only solidified Solomon's status as a powerful leader, but also fostered diplomatic relationships that further enriched his kingdom. The international recognition he received was a reflection of both his diplomatic acumen and the prosperity of Israel under his rule. The opulence of Solomon's court was legendary, characterized by lavish banquets, exquisite furnishings, and an entourage of officials and servants. His palace, a magnificent structure, was adorned with intricate designs and luxurious materials, showcasing the artistry and craftsmanship of the time. The grandeur of his residence was not merely for personal enjoyment. It served as a symbol of his authority and the divine favor he believed he had received. Solomon's court was a place where wealth and wisdom coalesced, attracting scholars, artisans, and diplomats, all eager to be part of his illustrious reign. Through his vast riches and the power they conferred, Solomon left an indelible mark on history, embodying the heights of human achievement and the complexities that accompany such greatness. Despite the immense wealth and power that characterized King Solomon's reign, he faced significant challenges that arose from his foreign marriages and the alliances he forged. In an effort to solidify political ties and ensure peace with neighboring nations, Solomon married numerous foreign princesses, accumulating a harem that included women from various cultures and religions. While these marriages initially served to strengthen his kingdom and foster diplomatic relations, they also posed profound implications for Solomon's faith and the spiritual integrity of Israel. The influence of his foreign wives began to erode his commitment to the God of Israel, as they introduced their own deities and practices into the royal household. God had previously warned Solomon about the dangers of idolatry and disobedience, emphasizing the importance of remaining faithful to him alone. In the book of Deuteronomy, the Israelites were cautioned against intermarrying with foreign nations, as it could lead them away from their covenant with God. Unfortunately, Solomon's alliances through marriage led him to compromise his beliefs. He began to build high places for the worship of foreign gods, such as Ashtoreth and Molech, which not only violated the commandments, but also stirred discontent among the people of Israel. This spiritual compromise marked a significant turning point in Solomon's reign, as the very alliances that were meant to secure peace ultimately led to division and unrest within the kingdom. The consequences of Solomon's choices became increasingly evident as his heart turned away from God. The once unified nation began to experience internal strife, and the seeds of discontent were sown among the people. Solomon's later years were marked by a decline in spiritual leadership, as he allowed the worship of foreign gods to flourish, undermining the very foundation of Israelite identity. The warnings from God, which had initially been disregarded, became a haunting reminder of the cost of turning away from divine guidance. Ultimately, Solomon's wealth and alliances, while initially beneficial, led to a legacy marred by spiritual decline and disobedience, serving as a cautionary tale about the perils of compromising one's faith for the sake of political gain. Solomon's spiritual decline can be traced to several interrelated factors, primarily stemming from the foreign influences that permeated his life and reign. Initially celebrated for his wisdom and devotion to God, Solomon's heart gradually turned away from the divine as he became increasingly entangled in the cultural practices of his foreign wife. These marriages, intended to strengthen political alliances, instead exposed him to a variety of religious beliefs and rituals that conflicted with the worship of Yahweh. The allure of these foreign customs began to overshadow his commitment to the God of Israel, leading him down a path of spiritual compromise. One of the most significant manifestations of Solomon's decline was the construction of high places for the worship of foreign gods. Despite the clear commandments against idolatry, Solomon built altars and shrines dedicated to deities such as Ashtoreth and Molech, allowing the worship of these gods to take root in Israel. This act of disobedience not only reflected his waning faith but also set a dangerous precedent for the nation. The high places became centers of idolatrous worship, drawing the people away from their covenant with God and leading them into practices that were abhorrent in the eyes of the Lord. Solomon's actions, once seen as wise and judicious, now contributed to a spiritual crisis that would have lasting repercussions for the kingdom. The consequences of Solomon's disobedience were foretold by God, who had warned him about the dangers of turning away from divine guidance. In response to Solomon's idolatry, God became angry and declared that the kingdom would be torn from him, though not during his lifetime for the sake of his father, David. This prophecy foreshadowed the eventual division of Israel after Solomon's death, as the seeds of discontent and spiritual decay had already been sown. The once unified nation began to fracture, leading to a legacy marked by conflict and division. Solomon's spiritual decline serves as a poignant reminder of the dangers of allowing external influences to compromise one's faith. This story illustrates how even the wisest among us can falter when we stray from our foundational beliefs, ultimately leading to consequences that extend far beyond our own life. In the final days of his life, King Solomon experienced a profound sense of reflection and realization, themes that resonate deeply in the book of Ecclesiastes. As he looked back on his reign and the choices he had made, Solomon grappled with feelings of emptiness and disillusionment. Despite having accumulated vast wealth, power, and wisdom, he found himself questioning the true value of his earthly pursuits. The grandeur of his palace, the opulence of his court, and the accolades from foreign dignitaries all seemed to pale in comparison to the deeper questions of existence and purpose. This existential crisis led him to famously declare that all is vanity, emphasizing the fleeting nature of worldly achievements and the ultimate futility of seeking fulfillment in material possessions. Solomon's acknowledgement of the futility of earthly pursuits is a central theme in Ecclesiastes. He explored the idea that no matter how much one accumulates, be it wealth, knowledge, or status, these pursuits ultimately lead to dissatisfaction. He observed that life is filled with cycles and that human endeavors often feel meaningless in the grand scheme of things. This realization was not merely a lamentation, but a call to recognize the limitations of human understanding and the importance of seeking something greater than oneself. Solomon's reflections serve as a poignant reminder that true fulfillment cannot be found in transient pleasures or achievements, but rather in a relationship with the divine. In his later writings, Solomon imparted wisdom that transcended his earlier experiences. He encouraged readers to embrace the present moment, to find joy in simple pleasures, and to acknowledge the inevitability of life's seasons. His reflections on the importance of fearing God and keeping His commandments highlight a return to the foundational truths that had once guided him. Solomon's later insights reveal a man who, despite his earlier missteps, sought to impart lessons learned through a life rich in both triumphs and failures. Ultimately, his final days were marked by a profound understanding of the complexities of life, urging others to seek wisdom, embrace humility, and recognize the eternal significance of their choices. Solomon's legacy, therefore, is not just one of wealth and power, but also of deep introspection and the pursuit of true meaning in a world often consumed by vanity. The journey of King Solomon offers profound insights and key takeaways that resonate across generations, emphasizing the importance of remaining faithful to God. Solomon's early reign was marked by divine favor, wisdom, and remarkable achievements, yet his later years serve as a cautionary tale about the consequences of straying from that faith. His initial devotion to God, exemplified by his humble request for wisdom, highlights the significance of seeking divine guidance in all aspects of life. However, as he allowed foreign influences and worldly desires to infiltrate his heart, he ultimately lost sight of the very principles that had once defined his leadership. This serves as a powerful reminder that faithfulness to God must remain a priority, even amidst success and prosperity. Solomon's story also underscores the dangers of pride, temptation, and the allure of worldly desires. As his wealth and power grew, so did his vulnerability to temptation. The foreign marriages he entered into, intended to secure alliances, led him down a path of idolatry and spiritual compromise. This illustrates how pride can cloud judgment and lead to decisions that have far-reaching consequences. The pursuit of earthly pleasures, while seemingly fulfilling in the moment, can ultimately result in emptiness and disillusionment. Solomon's realization that all is vanity serves as a stark warning against placing value in transient achievements and material possessions, urging us to seek deeper, more meaningful connections. As viewers reflect on Solomon's journey, it is essential to consider how his experiences relate to their own lives. Are there areas where pride or worldly desires may be leading them astray? Are they prioritizing their relationship with God amidst the distractions of life? Solomon's story encourages introspection and invites individuals to evaluate their own commitments and values. By learning from Solomon's triumphs and failures, we can strive to cultivate a life grounded in faith, humility, and wisdom. Ultimately, the key takeaways from Solomon's journey remind us that true fulfillment lies not in the accumulation of wealth or power, but in a steadfast relationship with God, guiding us through the complexities of life with purpose and clarity. In this exploration of King Solomon's life, we have journeyed through his remarkable rise to power, his eventual fall from grace, and the invaluable lessons learned along the way. Solomon began his reign as a beacon of wisdom and prosperity, renowned for his insightful judgments and monumental achievements, such as the construction of the Temple in Jerusalem. However, as we delved deeper, we uncovered the complexities of his character and the challenges he faced, particularly the influence of foreign marriages and the allure of worldly desires. These factors ultimately led to his spiritual decline, reminding us of the importance of remaining faithful to God amidst the distractions of life. The lessons from Solomon's journey are profound and multifaceted. They emphasize the necessity of humility, the dangers of pride, and the futility of seeking fulfillment in material possessions. Solomon's realization that all is vanity serves as a poignant reminder that true contentment comes from a steadfast relationship with God rather than the accumulation of wealth or status. His story encourages us to reflect on our own lives, urging us to evaluate our priorities and commitments in light of our spiritual journeys. As we conclude this discussion, we invite you to engage with us further. If you found value in this exploration of Solomon's life, please consider subscribing to our channel for more insightful content. Your support helps us continue to share meaningful stories and lessons that resonate with our audience. Don't forget to like this video and share it with friends and family who may also benefit from these reflections on faith and wisdom. Additionally, we encourage you to explore related content on our channel that delves into other biblical figures and themes, offering further insights into the complexities of faith and human experience. Take a moment to reflect on your own spiritual journey. What lessons can you draw from Solomon's rise and fall? How can you apply these insights to your life today? We look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comments section below as we continue this journey of discovery and growth together. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you in our next video.